Hey guys, it's Mike from the Warriors Den. Today's a special day. It's February 14th, Valentine's Day, but more importantly, it's For Honor's 4th year anniversary. And so what we did was went and asked you guys, the community, a couple of questions alongside with our devs to go back into memory lane, talk a little bit about factions, all that good stuff. But first and foremost, guys, just want to say thank you for being with us along the journey. And here, without further ado, is the video that we did for this big milestone. We hope you enjoy. We thank you. We love you. And we'll see you on the battlefield. Have a good one.
It was at the first pitch of the game. We were still, deep into testing stuff.
It was in 2015. I was asked to work on a teaser trailer for a game.
I had a friend who was working on it. We were both testers at the time, and his lead was coming up on my project to find some new people, so I almost begged.
I was working with another guy to capture all this stuff. We had the Warlord, the Warden, in the RG. Good times.
I was invited to take part in early technical testing of For Honor, and I fell in love almost right away.
I started playing about 2 or 3 weeks before launch during the open beta.
I first got involved in For Honor after seeing it showcased at E3.
I saw the announcement, and from that moment forward, I paid attention to every single bit of news about the game. Got into the closed alpha, and I fell in love instantly.
I first got involved in For Honor during the closed beta.
I started playing For Honor 2 years ago, and man, it's been an experience.
I remember being at work and just waiting to hurry up and get home so that I could play For Honor.
I encountered a lot of things. I rage quitted. I laughed for hours straight. I even cried.
And I just fell in love with the game instantly.
I was addicted to it. I loved it.
Le plus mémorable, ça a vraiment été le lancement de l'Open Beta. Premier gros test pour l'équipe de jeu.
My favorite moment of Honor is always at the beginning of a new season.
When the version is locked and secured before shipping it to you guys.
For me, it was the Breach tournament that we held at the office, actually.
It was a year 1 anniversary. We were super hyped about the dedicated servers.
We've been working hard to release new stuff, new lore, and we get so excited for you guys to see it.
When they revealed Highlander, as soon as I saw that lad's thighs, I knew it was getting the rep 70.
I loved year 3 when it came out with the teaser of the 4 new heroes that were coming out that year. The hype was real. Everyone was so excited and they wanted to know what the new heroes were going to be. Oh, it was just a great time.
My favorite moment has to be when I was invited to Ubisoft Montreal to take part in the Jean Hu reveal event.
Was definitely when I got to go to E3 and compete.
It has to be one of the many live events I've been to, but one to me that stands out the most is the first Montreal trip that I went.
My favorite moment during For Honor was winning the first content creator tournament.
Being asked to come along and provide commentary for 2 of the hero reveals will top it for me.
It was incredible to see, some faces behind the masterpiece that you love.
Let's be straight, there's still no game that kind of does what For Honor does, even today, despite the fact that the game's been out for so long.
It's just kind of a giant jumble of disparate parts, isn't it? I mean, on the one hand, yeah, it's got a decent bit of MOBA elements, but on the other, it's also a fighting game. It's not really a thing.
Definitely the combat, 100% the combat. There is no other game that has something like the Art of Battle system.
I think what makes For Honor unique to me is not just the unique combat style, but the way the game feels so polished and cinematic, even when, no matter what you're fighting, it feels like you're in a movie. It's so good.
It's coordinated ganks, intense mix-ups, an in-depth strategy that keeps you coming back for more.
There's something about, just fighting in this game that I just really, really enjoy.
It's like an addiction that nothing else can satisfy. Sorry, babe.
You don't see a lot of co-op melee fighting game around here, and I think the lore and fantasy treatment is quite unique as well.
Cheese alert, the team.
The people, the team really make me feel part of the family when I joined in.
I think that's what makes For Honor so unique, is that we have such good teamwork and communication.
And what makes the community of For Honor special, I like their sense of humor.
The memes, they are so good at memes.
I think you're very creative, guys, in all the videos you made on Reddit, on YouTube.
You will meet some of the most wholesome, memey goofballs.
So thank you so much for all this creativity. You're awesome, guys.
C'est une communauté qui est attentive aux moindres détails, qui nous fait part d'énormément de commentaires, qui est passionnée par le jeu.
The For Honor community is extremely special to us. They are always supportive, they're always giving us feedback.
I'd say it's growth because the community grew, like people got better at the game. The game had to keep up, got better, lots of really core improvements, and then community kept getting better, and then game kept getting better, and I feel like it's been really exciting for that.
And all of this helps motivate us to want to improve and make our games better so that the players can enjoy what we create for them.
I think For Honor has one of the most diverse and dedicated group of players that I've seen from any game.
It's one of those communities that I feel is like always able to welcome in the new players.
Yeah, just the fact that that everybody's just stuck together through thick and thin. Definitely Knight.
Viking. Skull.
Samurai.
The Knights.
Viking.
I'm a samurai through and through.
It has to be the execution, they're brilliant.
Emote. Execution.
Emote to spam them, of course.
Valkyrie.
Conqueror.
Shugoki. Raider.
Hitokiri.
Ledgelord.
Honorable.
Gank.
Honorable.
Gank.
Season 13, the Peace Festival.
It's Season 5, Age of Wolves.
Year 4, Season 2.
Season 3, only because of some of the memories I associate with it.
The Black Prior reveal trailer. Oh man.
The Halloween and April Fool's trailers.
Definitely the reveal of the Wulin.
The Hulda trailer was amazing.
Domini.
Don my glass.
The Centurions, Incredibilis.
Soon.
There's a lot, but I'm gonna pick Jormungandr. I hate him.
Conqueror.
A warden. Every shoulder bash increases my blood pressure.
I really hate Centurion.
Ledge.
Not too much.
Two ledge.
The question should be this ledge or that ledge.
Ledgelord is love. Ledgelord is life.
Arcos.
Chimera.
Definitely Holocaust.
Chimera?
Neither. Have they heard of arbitration?
War Mommy.
Peace, Daddy.
War Mommy.
Don't make me choose.
Dominion.
Duel.
Filet a Dominion.
Yeah, definitely Duel all day.
Dominion, it's Dominion.
I suck. So casual.
Competitive all the way.
Casual currently.
Look, I'm getting old. Let me win. Let's do casual.
It's good to see you. The feast of the other world is magic. We flipped the switch on our dedicated servers. This is Mike's first time on the show, and
come on, look at this guy who wins the kill.
That's right.
Hope. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Warriors Den. Yeah! Let's go! Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Joined back now with our friends Will and Yuri. Welcome to the show.
Very special edition of the Warriors Den from home this time. Look at this shit. Holy crap, he's got a face to the words.
It's all in here. I saved it.
A major shout out to Max. Just
he said he was playing the second controller with his feet somehow.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, and welcome back to the Warriors Den. BP, show me.
It's brand director Pascal.
4 years. 4 goddamn years, and they've been beautiful years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's show. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. And join alongside me, as per usual, is my colleague, Clarissa. How are you today?
I'm doing great. You know, it's been a while since we returned from the Warriors Den, but really excited to be here. How are you doing today, Mike?
I am hyped. I mean, again, you know, I'm looking at that video, a beautiful video. Matt and Josh that you'll see actually today will be introducing them to the Warriors, and you'll be seeing a lot more of them. But yeah, a huge thank you to them for putting together that video, and a huge thank you to the community, to the devs. But you know, again, I've been on this project for 4 years, and this is what happened on February 14th. As you guys know, that was the anniversary of For Honor, and if you didn't, now you do. And it's just been you know, such a ride. I've seen the evolution of this community, this game, even myself. So it's just great. And since the last time we spoke, Year 4, Season 4, Mayhem. I mean, Griffin, Battle of the Eclipse, Eula tied with Griffin. Just Dance, all of that great stuff. And today, it's a little bit out of nowhere, apart from the fact that there's the anniversary that passed on Sunday. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. That's all I'll say. Stick around. There's some great surprises for today. But the first thing that we want to talk about is some housekeeping stuff. So let's start off with Azarus. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so for those who are new on our show, Azarus is a Twitch extension that is on our show. You'll see your red button somewhere on the stream. And when you click on that, all you need to do is authorize your Twitch account if you haven't yet. So throughout the show, there will be questions popping up from that extension. And those questions will be based off of the show. So make sure you pay attention because all the answers are right here. And when you get those questions correct, you get credits called Ubis, which you can use to redeem For Honor rewards such as XP boost, scavenger crates, etc. And you can redeem those codes at forhonorgame.com/redeem. On top of that, we are also doing something new today, which is the Azarus raffle. So in the same extension, in specific times throughout the show, a drawing will occur to win rewards. All you need to do is when you answer those questions correctly that pop up, not only do you get credits, you also get tickets. And those tickets will enter you automatically into the raffle. What's really nice about this is that in the extension, you'll see how many winners there are per drawing and what the rewards are. And also that if you are a winner, you will be notified directly from the extension, and the code will be directly delivered to you immediately. So you won't have to wait 24 hours or so. So for today, we are giving away the following.
Let's take a look.
5,000 winners will receive one scavenger crate. 10 winners will receive 100k steel. And to celebrate our lovely anniversary with you that just passed this past Sunday, one lucky winner will receive 1 million steel.
1 million steel. And yes, what an occasion to celebrate that way, the 4-year anniversary. But we also have some news again. We'll get into all of that great stuff later on that we have upcoming for today's show. Stick with us. That's all I'll say here. And so the news. Event Order Warrior Challenge. This is from the February 19th until the 22nd. So you guys know the drill. Be a faction with the most matches complete of any type. If not, we've got an arcade weekly quest. So this one is the Hitakiri of Jigoku. So that's part of the rotation for this week, which is the 18th until the 25th. And this is for Marching Fire owners. And of course, the last thing that we need to talk about, and I'm going to let Clarissa talk about it, but it's a content of the weekend. It's a new material. What can you say?
Yeah, so as Mike says, we have new material that's available starting today, and it is the color of his sweater. It is blue, also known as cobalt material, which you can see here. This lovely deep shade blue available starting today.
And it looks great with that yellow. So the world of For Honor fashion continues to expand. And later on in today's show, like we said, we're going to be bringing on Matt and Josh right after this, actually. But Matt and Josh and yourself, Clarissa, also are going to be interviewing the winners of the Dominion series. So for those of you who are just catching up, the Dominion series is our esports competitive program. And we launched that last year with the great Clarissa. So super excited to have these winners. It's going to be two members of each team that we're going to be interviewing. So the winners for EU, Nemesis. So that's for EU, and then Chimmy's for NA. So we'll be with them later on in today's show, but that's not all. So you're going to have to find out. You're going to have to stick around. We love you. We thank you. And we'll see you right after this. And there you have it, folks. It's the new content of the week, Cobalt. But speaking of new, we've got two new faces for the Warriors Den. Join alongside me today with Clarissa is Matthew Lemons and Josh Sharp. As we mentioned at the top of the show, they helped with the video that we saw that brought us back in time. You guys know them from their different aliases, but I'll let them introduce themselves. Matt, let's start with yourself, dude. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Mike. Long time, first time. Just to introduce myself, I'm the community manager in North America for Honor, and you might know me as UB Insulin on Reddit or like For Honor Game on Twitch, where I just like say mean things about Mike.
Thanks for that.
A lot.
Appreciate.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
no problem. Just some other random stuff about me. I'm like a Nusha Jeanhu like hybrid main. Like those are my two go-tos. Yeah, so that's
Are
kind of
you
where
as
I
bad
lie.
as I am, or because can I roast you back at some point, or no?
Yeah, go for it. Like I feel
Okay.
like it would be weird if I said no, you can't roast me back.
You gotta settle it in duel.
I like it, Matt. I like it. Josh, please introduce yourself to the folks.
What's going on? I'm Josh, as he mentioned. I go by UB You'll see me on the forums, Steam. I'm currently in Twitch, waving, stuff like that. I'm kind of like an Aramusha main. I play other characters, but that's like the one that I kind of like gravitate towards. Like, just a cool character. I love the For Honor community. It's like this nice little niche like community like in the fighting game world, and I love fighting games. So yeah, I'm super excited to be here. This is my first Warriors Den, obviously, and yeah.
Well, it won't be your last, as we know. So I wanted to get your, based off of the fact that, you know, it's the anniversary, guys, 4 years. It's crazy. We spoke about that, but I'm curious to get your favorite moment, if you have one that sticks out, given the fact that we're in this context today. So Matt, let's start with you.
Mine's kind of a bunch of moments that happened as we made our way through like 2020 with like the CCU and like the Centurion rework, and I think this was recent, but like the revenge meter, just like all the giant list of changes we've ended up with since I came on as CM. I look back at that and I'm like super proud. So it's not
That's
really
awesome.
a moment, but that's my thing. Yeah.
That was a great answer. I like it a lot. Josh, what about yourself?
Dang, Matt kind of took one of the ones that I was gonna use because I've been a CR for Honor for about almost a year and a half now, and the main thing, like my favorite thing, was the Centurion rework because that's something that I followed for a really long time. I saw all of the posts, I saw all of the messages like directed towards me like, hey, can we get some like information on the Cent rework? And I'm just like, I ain't got nothing for you right now, bro. I'm sorry. So to finally have it come out and have it be like really awesome, everyone was like enjoying it. Also the music emotes, like those were those were like around for like a really long time. That's something that everyone asked for a while. So yeah, definitely like my favorite moments for sure.
That's awesome, and that's coming to fruition. But we also have some Dominion series stuff, if I'm not mistaken, right, Clarissa?
Yes, that's right. So we mentioned it before, but the Dominion series finally concluded last month, and we had the opportunity, well, we as in Josh, Matt, and I had the opportunity to interview the EU and NA winners. So first, we're going to show you some of our favorite moments from the Dominion series throughout. And we will return first with Matt and I with an interview for Nemesis. Shortly after will be Josh and I interviewing Chimmies, who won the NA side of the Dominion series.
Yeah, so stick with us, and we've got some other surprises throughout the show. So we'll be back after this.
Activate his shield, able to secure and soak up a lot of that damage, but immediately split apart. Brutal Battle Battalion, they've got two heroes, lock him down, push him into the corner. Are they going to be able to get the damage? Nice block. Revenge is triggered off. It's time to go ham, Cap! And Synth wants some. Scorebrand is not having any of this business. He knows the game is on the line. Brutal Battle Battalion cannot face this monster of a man.
Scorebrand, man, turns up at just the right time to be able to put his team, and perhaps if he can take down the opposing captain in Brutal as well. 3 takedowns.
But what was unfortunate there was Missing Bones Amber actually had Corruption Blade for so long, but just couldn't land the hit on auto. Maybe fishing up for the hits a bit too much, and it just kind of led to Amber's demise there. You can see here Amber just grouping up here with Setmix in this 2v2 matchup. Silencer kind of having to back away. Clutchmeister stepping up and taking quite a bit of damage here. We can see tries to go for the charge heavy there. Mixer does not land on him. He's going for these constant dodge. Parry successfully there from Amber. Stab into top heavy, but just wasn't enough as they allowed Clutchmeister to get this revenge. Pops open Amber. The bomb comes down. He's using this for the health right now. Trying to get a GB on there. Mixer just trying to see what he can do. Light attack lands a bit of health there back for Clutchmeister. And just a sticky situation here for Mixer, even though Missing Bones had the advantage here, Humanist.
Oh, he goes for the uppercut. He doesn't connect over here. Clutch is still alive. Unbelievable plays.
However, it looks like Brutals doesn't want to give them the chance. They're trying to hold them off the point and make sure they get it, but no. Brutals actually manages to break through onto the home point of Ugang, and that Corruption Blast does come out. The phalanx in response, though, we'll see if that's enough to heal through all of this damage as Uwu Gang is really forced onto the back foot. That's going to be one player down. Brutal now hanging out on the side of the fight. We see Mo with a little bit of revenge, but he's going to be pushed off temporarily. Ooh, the drop kill is going to come in. And it looks like they're 2 points away. If they could just force them off the point for a second, that is going to be double breaking. Now in a 3v3 scenario, I can't believe they managed to bring this back.
Incredible, out of stamina, Brutal pushed up against the cliff here. They pay for their aggression. They could have just let it go, but they tried to get in there with their tier 4s thinking they could win this fight. And instead, they're gonna lose an A here.
Yeah, I mean, when you're low health like that, if you get that bash into a light, it's really, really hard to stop, so you can't blame him for going down there. But as we move up over to point A, you see Shig fighting over here against the Centurion. Centurion doing a good job. He's going to go ahead and switch off target. These two shamans, now they're going to have a little fun into a mirror match. And Kinsei, he has the highest health of all, the highest revenge tag as well. And he's getting the Centurion low, moves in. He's going to get a nice heavy over the top. Ally goes down with the guard break, trying to get it back. Counter guard break himself. Kinsei dodged the side of the guard break, and the execution there
of Dragon's opponents. Dragon can't. Oh, it's time to go. Let's go. It's all offense time now, baby. He's gonna try and get the revive, but they're not gonna let this. They're not gonna let this happen, right? I mean, no. There you go. Blackfriar onto target, but he's low. Nusha's got him down to 25% health. He'll go with the top into the top. Guard break up against the wall, 50% health, down to about 30% health. Nusha, come on. It's the hero plays. You gotta get it. But Kinsei, with these long attacks, getting the peel for his team. Blackfriar's down. A little bit of a heal there. Come on, Nusha. He wants another one. Dragon. Can he get it? He's got two. It's a 1v1. And now Centurion. He's up in the mix. He's only got about a little bit of health. What are you going to get, Nusha? Can he do it?
Oh my god, the Nusha! The Nusha with the double break!
Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are joined with two awesome people, Mr. Clutchmeister and Varrock from the Nemesis team, the team that won the For Honor Dominion series on the EU side. Clutch and Varrock, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you for asking.
I'm also doing very lovely. Thank you as well for asking.
Cool. This next question is for Barack.
So Missing Bones obviously had Set Mix's Gladiator, and the commentary team, including Suresu, I believe, sort of portrayed this as a battle between them trying to gank you with the Gladiator pick and you trying to look for team fights. So in the grand finals, how did that play out exactly?
So first of all, beforehand, we realized that they are going to have a more ganking-based composition. That is why we tried to force our rotations to force them to take more team fights against us, because we knew we were going to have an advantage in that. So try to take every advantage we can. And on top of it, the weeks before the tournament, we studied Gladiator in controlled environment, and we tried to find out every way we can counter this character and counter him in ganks. So that is the way we try to deal against him, and I think we did a very well job on that.
For sure.
Awesome. So, Sorisu, who was our in-game expert for the finals of the Dominion series, described your team as dominating in ganks, dominating in rotations, and dominating in team fights. Obviously, there's a lot of information going into playing competitive Dominion or just Dominion in general. Can you tell us, how do you guys practice competitive Dominion?
Well, as you mentioned, there's so much information, so many different aspects to Dominion. You have the 1v1s, you have those small team fights, the 2v2s, the larger ones, 3v3s, 4v4s, you have ganks, anti-ganks, rotations, feats, etc., etc. So we really try to practice every single aspect whenever possible. So we don't just scrim other teams. Obviously, we do that a lot. It is the best form of practice, but we will also have in-house practices. So all four of us will hop into a voice channel, and we'll practice ganks. We'll get into a custom game. We'll do practice ganks together. We'll practice the setups, and then we'll have people who actually, we'll try to resist and try to stay alive, so we can get some gank practice in an actual practical environment. We'll do in-house 2v2s. We'll practice ganks with different characters, particularly characters that we know our opposition are likely going to be using. As Barak mentioned, the Gladiator pick, we did some practice against those Gladiator ganks to see how we could play, how we could position, the moves we could use to really make it more awkward to set those ganks up. To put into perspective just how much time and just how many different forms of practice we did in the week leading up to those grand finals of the Dominion series. Not only did we scrim against some of the other competing teams for 3, 4, 5 hours, we would actually sit in a voice channel and just practice ganks, just practice anti-ganking for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours as well, every day leading up to the tournament. So there's definitely a lot to practice, and we make sure we practice every single area so that we are the best at every single one.
So maybe the answer is just practice, but I wanted to ask Barak, in regards to Nemesis and how dominant you guys were. I noticed you guys would almost lose a lot of little situations, like you would be low as Warlord or Clutch would be low as Warmonger, and you'd hold on just in time for rotation or for revenge or to turn it around with an environmental kill. Is there something different about you guys, or something you guys work on that other teams don't know about, that kind of allows you to do that?
Well, first of all, it's the mentality we have. We have a never give up mentality, and we try always to do, even if we know we're going to end up dying, we try to do the most damage and get the most points we can. And on top of it, I think we're also very good at realizing the situation realizing that we're at disadvantage, so we need to do something else. Like, for example, that something else could be me trying to get a ledge to turn the fight around. So, or trying to, for example, as you said, survive until another guy comes in. So we do make callouts for that.
I wanted to ask, for those who aren't familiar with the competitive scene or just familiar with For Honor in general, how long has your team been playing together? How long have you both been playing For Honor generally and also competitively?
Well, I myself have been playing competitively in For Honor since the game released. I started off with dual tournaments, then I started to move more into 2v2 tournaments, and then as people slowly began to realize just how much more in-depth Dominion was, how much more fun it was to watch, just how much higher the skill ceiling was, then I eventually transitioned over Dominion. And I've dabbled in 1v1 and 2v2 tournaments since then as well, but 4v4 has been my main focus since then. And as far as we've been playing together, I mean, me and Barak for a long time were rivals. We were on the two best teams in the game, and we were constantly going back and forth, trading tournaments. We did play with each other as a 2v2 team in the past, so we did have some existing synergy from the tournaments you actually ran yourself, Miss. Still some of the best tournaments that have been ran so far.
Thank you.
But we eventually formed the team around, I think it was May or June of last year, somewhere around there. So we've been together now for about 6 to 9 months, and we're still undefeated as well. We still haven't dropped a tournament series yet, so I'm very happy about that.
And Derek, this is for you. Speaking of like practice time put in, if you're like a mid reputation to high reputation player, maybe not as high skill as you guys, and you've heard of competitive For Honor, but you basically you get on, do your matchmaking thing, do your orders, and you don't really know what competitive For Honor is all about. Where would you get started?
Well, first of all, it's a lot about getting the mindset ready for this. Like, I truly believe you need a competitive mindset in order to get started, and try to look for mistakes in your gameplay and try to stop doing them. Like, realize and stop. And that is the first step to improve. Another thing you can do is watch better players than you play. Obviously, you can do that in the Dominion series. You can see one of the best players playing. I think you can even do that on Twitch or YouTube. I know Clutch streams as well. I know I do YouTube from time to time, so you can definitely check those out as well. And try to learn from them. Try to even like go as far as to steal things they do and implement it in your own gameplay. And it is simply about improving. It's simply about trying to do as good as you can. And at one point, you will be good enough to be picked by a good team or be able to form your own team with other fellow good players and be able to compete. And I'm very much waiting for you to see you compete against me.
Oh yeah.
But we have one last question for you, but I do want to take time to say thank you for joining with us to give us insight on your performance and just Nemesis in general. But do you have any last words for our viewers who are watching this interview?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me and Barak on. It's been an absolute pleasure. But if anyone's interested in watching high-level For Honor, whether you're just interested in watching it, whether you want to learn, whether you actually want to participate yourselves, I stream practically 6 to 7 days a week for several hours every day. I even have my own event called the Coliseum that I run every Friday. It's not, don't think of it like a super hardcore tournament. Don't be intimidated by it. I actually created it as a way for newer players to come in. I will spectate your 1v1 games. It's just 1v1, so you don't have to worry about having 2, 3, 4 friends with you to play. And if you ask in the chat after you end up losing a game, I'll even give you some free pointers. So it can be a great way for lesser experienced players or even more experienced players who have maybe hit a plateau in their development as a player to really overcome. And I do that every Friday, pretty much from the start till the end of the stream. So definitely stop by and check that out if you'd like to.
Well, thank you very much for having us. I'd like to also say that I upload on YouTube too. My channel name is Barakit. If you're a new player and trying to improve, I do make educational content that you can definitely check it out. I think I cover some really good points that can really help you improve. And I also post some interesting games, usually from tournaments or from scrims. So also good pointers to watch and try to learn. And yeah, thank you very much for having us. Well, it's great being here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And there you have it, folks. We had Nemesis, Clutchmeister, and Barak. Thank you once again for joining with us. And we'll be back here with Josh to talk to the NA winning team, Chimmies, and to get their perspective on their victory with the For Honor Dominion series. Hello, and we are back with Josh, but not only Josh, Chimmies, the NA winning team, more specifically Scorebrand and Rawhits. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yep, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having us on.
Yes, thank you for joining us. First things first, congratulations on your victory.
Let's go.
Much
Thank
deserved. So how does it feel to be the first NA winners of the Dominion series?
It feels great. I mean, we've been at the top of the NA competitive scene for a long time now, and it's really cool to have that confirmed on a more official level.
I have to agree. He's been on the top a lot longer than I have, but it definitely feels nice being here. You can say that much.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Actually, speaking of like competitive play, how long is the team like in its current like roster like been playing together? And then for each of you, how long have you been playing competitive For Honor?
So, Score, Raven, Shigs have all been on a team like way before the Dominion series even happened. And then Bodrat just recently came back from a 2-year break. And then I also had joined the team for Dominion series. I was playing on another team beforehand, but I knew if I really wanted to win, I had to join this team. And for myself, I've been playing comp since early 2019.
Yeah, I've been playing since the beginning, season 1. I've been joining tournaments since like week 2.
Wow, we got a veteran over here. Wow, nice. That's nice. All right, so what would you say about For Honor makes you want to play it competitively? Like, what are like some of the unique aspects about For Honor that just like drove you to want to just grind hours and play the game in comp?
Just the gameplay itself and just wanting to improve and keep getting better. I don't even think I'm at my peak yet. I still have a long way to go before I'm even there.
Yeah, I mean, For Honor is just a really, really unique game. There's nothing else like For Honor out there, and that just really captured my attention. I'm always competitive in whatever I do, and it just felt like something really different from everything else out there to be competitive in.
That's great. So speaking of competitive, what's the one advice that you can give to players who are looking to get into competitive, but pretty much the only exposure they have is just normal matchmaking in the game?
Step 1 is to join the competitive community on Discord, which is currently at the For Glory Discord. So just Google that, join it, start joining scrims, and you're gonna lose a lot. Don't get discouraged. You just got to keep going, keep grinding.
Another is just to watch a lot of content. I would personally just go watch Free's YouTube videos and just learn from him.
And Barrick videos, Clutch streams, all the every bit of competitive content you can.
Wow, nice.
So can you walk us through how your team practices for tournaments? Do you practice different strategies, different compositions, or etc.?
So different compositions, that doesn't really happen because it takes many weeks to refine your gameplay with a composition, so that is decided well in advance. But then the practice itself, it entails everything: 1v1ing, 2v2ing, 4v4ing, practicing ganks, practicing anti-ganks. There's a long list of stuff you have to do. You have to review your VODs, you have to just everything, all of it, and it really adds up. I think the week before the finals, we were practicing for around 6 hours a day.
Wow. Dedication.
Wow.
Also, during the week leading up to closed finals, we were playing against the other best team over in EU, Nemesis, and we would wake up super duper early, and we just really wanted to grind. We played 6 to 8 hours. We played Nemesis, and then we played 2 more NA teams later in the day just to get our practice in for closed finals. It all just pays off.
Yeah.
Wow. That's super impressive. I don't know if I'd be able to be playing a single game for 6 hours, but then again, I'm not a comp player, so I don't really have to. So definitely major props to you guys.
That's amazing. We're going to wrap it up with one last question with you guys, but before we do that, I do want to take time to say thank you once again for joining with us and congratulations on your win. So the last question is, do you have any last words for our viewers at home who are watching?
I just want to emphasize again that if you have any interest in trying out For Honor competitively, just do it. Just take that leap. More people are always welcomed, and you can be surprised with how far you can go.
Mm-hmm.
Join for glory and just get involved. Yeah, that's all I'd have to say.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again. And we'll be back with Mike to talk about the future of For Honor after this lovely trailer.
For Honor, it's not just a game. It's an ongoing story with a journey of its own. From a simple idea, knights, samurai, Vikings, to an evolving experience introducing new heroes and foes. Sometimes playful, sometimes violent, but always true to its nature. For Honor, it's more than a game. It's a community of passionate people who discover a part of themselves in the warriors they choose, the new threats they face, and in the new friends they make. Fighting in a world that continues to expand. We are all champions of our own cause. And though we may never see eye to eye, all warriors have something in common. They challenge themselves, always learning and striving for the best. Not afraid to venture out into the unknown and thrive on the pressures of the battlefield. It is our honor to keep these battles alive. Whether you're fighting for peace, for war, or just for fun. Thank you for being a part of the journey. Thank you for sharing, for creating, and joining us along the way. The road is far from over. Here's to the next chapter.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you today's show was going to be lit. Year 5, Year of the Covenants, just announced March 11th. And here to talk about all of that good stuff is Nico Bombré, Elise, Andrew, and a new face that we have not yet seen, Mr. Brian Dixon, community developer. Let's start off with you, Brian. It's the first time on the show. Welcome, and how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. The trailer was great. I'm just super pumped to be here and, working with and getting to know For Honor's awesome community, which so far seems pretty exceptional. And so, yeah, I'm just pumped for what is going to come this year. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, the community is awesome. And as we saw, what a journey. And I want to talk a little bit about that journey. And I know it's going to get all sentimental, so please bear with us. But this is a big moment for us. So Nico, Elise, Andrew, I want to get your thoughts on when you see that video, because we could start with you, Nico, because it's been quite a journey, 4 years already.
Yeah, it was quite a journey. And I mean, personally, that, looking at that trailer, it just brings me back to pretty much the same time last year where we were in the studio together, showing and revealing year 4. Obviously, since then, a lot has changed. And I think it was about maybe a few weeks after we taped that show that we all went into lockdown. So to me, that brings back all these memories, and that really gives me pause to think about all the hard work that this team has put up to just, make sure that we could ship everything that we had set out to do with regards to, our year 4 plan. It was huge, it was ambitious, and at one point it was like, are we going to be able to make it? And we were able to make it. So I want to just make sure that everybody knows, and the team watching, we really appreciate your resilience, all the hard work that you've put on for making this, to make this work, to make this year happen. It's amazing. And also, obviously, the community, I want to thank you all for sticking with us. We all do this for you, and it means the world that you've played so much for Honor in those difficult times.
Absolutely, it's been a very weird year for all of us. It's become the normal, but it's not normal. So that's the truth of it. But a huge thank you to everyone, like you said, Nico, and Elise. Again, when you look at this trailer, I'm curious to get your thoughts as game writer on this game. What do you see?
What a journey, right? Like 4 years, we've explored so many different themes through events, through characters. Like I'm always amazed about even our team. Even after 4 years, we still have new ideas coming up. Still the same passion and same will to make things go bigger and go crazier in a way, or get players excited by the game. I'm just very humbled to be able to work on that project, to be honest. Sorry, I'm sounding a bit cheesy because I'm a bit emotional, so that's how I am, and also even when I'm feeling down, that sometimes I just have a quick look on social media on fan arts and whatnot, and it brings a lot of warmth to my tiny heart. So it's very important, I think, especially in those trying times, to have that sense of that sweet bubble that's still there, so it's cool.
Yeah, we said it. It's going to get emotional, and we don't care. So let's go. Mr. Soon himself, Mr. Andrew Im. I'm curious to get your thoughts when it comes to watching this video, all of the memories.
Right. I mean, we're always running up to year 4 to deliver interesting content to you guys, all my fellow friends in the battlefield, and of course, all the opponents who chops off my heads 1,000,000 times. But even during the pandemic times, especially during the pandemic times, we're sprinting to keep our promises. Now, we're not planning to stop or rest, but instead we're planning to surprise you guys, entertain you, create another memorable years with you together. So I just want to say thanks for being patient, and let's be patient a little more, because there will be a fantastic year waiting for us to get close together again.
Yeah, so it's going to happen soon, right, Andrew?
Very soon.
There we go. There we go. Beautifully said. Well, of course, we went down memory lane, but now for the people that did not give a single crap about what we just said, let's get into the year of the Covenants. And of course, we got to talk a lot about a lot of stuff, starting with this beautiful key art. Shout out to Seb, who worked on this. Yeah, Nico, let's start with you. Year of the Covenants, year 5 of For Honor. What do you have to say?
Well, we're diving back in. Heathmoor has changed a little bit. Time has passed, but it's still familiar territory. It's the Heathmoor you've learned to know and love, but things are evolving, right? So the factions are being overtaken slowly by the new covenants we're introducing this year: Chimera, Orcos. And it's going to be a central theme to that new journey, right? The continuation and seeing how the world is going to evolve. You're going to live that through the events. Once every season, launch, mid-season, we're going to be able to advance the sort of storyline like that. You're going to see cosmetic elements that will also support those elements. And also, most importantly, 2 new heroes are going to be joining the roster this year.
2 new heroes. Is it 2 new night heroes? Because I'm sure everybody's begging this question.
No, it's not going to be night heroes. That I can tell you for sure. Okay. There's another small thing I can tell you for sure, is that none of those heroes will be Pedro Pascal.
Well, there you have it. Now your research is done, guys. The year has been completely revealed. So start with that. Well, that's great. And I'm just curious, when it comes to year 4 and year 5, I'm curious for the players that have obviously been on this journey with us, what are some of the similarities and differences that they can see?
Well, it's going to be, the journey is going to continue. The structure is continuing to be, the sort of same structure about we have that journey and we advance it through the content each and every season. And, we've been building upon the foundation of year 4. That's going to be carrying us through year 5. On the gameplay side, we're also building upon the foundation of the success of our first competitive season, the Dominion series that, we're all very excited about. And so looking at the success that it had, we're going to keep working on gameplay improvements, on balancing the game even more. And this year, you can expect more frequent testing rounds so that we can make sure that we keep that dialogue going and make the platform as healthy as it can be to support the competitive scene, basically. So stay tuned for more info on all of these testing rounds coming, etc.
Yes, and again, March 11th for Year of the Covenant. So that's when the first season will happen, guys. So we'll have some information for you soon enough. Speaking about competitive and all of that good stuff, Brian and Clarissa, we'll get to that. But want to maybe just set the context for the folks that have been playing through Year 4. So Elise, what can you tell us about what players are going to be, or warriors, I should say, are walking into in Year 5?
So yeah, the in year 4, we had the birth of those two groups, like the Order of Holocaust and the Chimera Alliance, and the first big battle between the two of them was the Battle of the Eclipse. But it was just the first battle, right? After that, a lot of battles happened, and slowly warriors began to make some sort of symbolic pact that we are calling now covenants. So basically, when you see a warrior on the battlefield, they are not only just from your faction, because the faction war is still ongoing. You're still fighting over territories, but at the same time, sometimes you want the help of someone who's coming from a bit more afar, like from a different faction, for example. But you still want that friend to share the same values as you and the same ideals for what Heathmoor should be. And basically, that's what the covenants are about. You will either join Holocaust or Chimera, depending on the values that you want. As Nicolas mentioned, it's something that we are going to use mostly in events, like through events that will weave the story of those two groups fighting each other. But at the same time, there's going to be new challenges. Because maybe a quick word about the Cataclysm thing, because it keeps coming up in so many discussions. The Cataclysm is sometimes not just one thing, switching as a switch, switching and changing everything, right? In many myths and stories, for example, it's often a series of cascading events. So if you think of Ragnarok, for example, it's just not one thing that's happening in the world. It's a series of things that will, in the end, maybe change things. So yeah, that's all I can say about Cataclysm at this point. But yeah, coming back to the covenants, events, as we said, but also obviously really cool. I can't wait for people to see them. The cool customization and cosmetics. I'm guessing pretty soon, right?
Perfect segue to Mr. Soon himself. Andrew, when we talk about this, the covenants, and how the lore might impact, what do you have to say, if you could say a little bit to the players for now?
Just a little bit, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. You know how it is.
Fine. I'll try my best. Basically, as Nico and Elisa was saying, we were kind of building up the lore, the whole system, whole storyline up to this point. So now we can kind of reveal and then kind of reveal a bit more detail about what we were planning to do with the Griffin. Holocaust and the Chimera. There are two important characters that we have introduced: Warmonger, Griffin in year 4, and these ones were kind of representing. One was more of the absolute power to dominate with the seductive decorations or with the poisonous intention, and the other had a meaning of unity, support, sharing, innovation, technology to resist. And this was a quite interesting journey that we had throughout the year 4, but it was just the start to take our real adventure. I mean, year 5, we will get to learn more about Holocaust and Chimera, but at the same time, most importantly, we will witness how does this will impact to our armor variations. I mean, who knows if this poisonous intention might impact to the armor, or supporting and the sharing of each faction might make it possible to have a certain faction to have a certain resources to produce armors. Should I stop it now?
I listen. It's as gray as you want it to make. I think that's gray enough. It's perfect. So Nico, Elise, Andrew, that I think covers it in terms of the game stuff. So of course, more information. I say it again. March 11th, Year 5, Season 1. What is the name of it? I don't know yet. I do know, but I'll leave it. So guys, Brian, Clarissa, I want to get to the community and the competitive aspect of things for Year 5. So, Brian, let's start with you because I know that we already spoke to Josh and Matt. There's plans for Year 5 for the community. What can you tell us for now?
Yeah, so we've got a lot coming this year, but a couple things I want to mention right now is just that we have some initiatives planned for both new and returning players that they should be able to sink their teeth into, as well as some lower stakes competitive play stuff. Lower stakes compared to Dominion series that we're looking into doing that should be able to have a lot more people get involved with comp play, and just really continuing our dedication to good communication with the community. And so that means more frequent streams, more community streams, possibly some fashion contests, and really just living up to For Honor's history of hard work and love for this community. This is a great community. I'm really happy to be here.
It's a great community. It's a creative community, and it's also a competitive community. So, Clarissa, talking about the Dominion series, we just spoke to the winners. I mean, I just want to get your thoughts on the Dominion series heading into Year 5 as well, so that people know.
Yeah, so around this time last year, we just announced the Dominion series, which is our first official competitive program since for pretty much forever. So following the success upon it, we're definitely planning on bringing it back for sure, and to make it better in any way we can. We received a lot of feedback from the community, which has been taken into consideration, and we're excited to move forward from here. And we'll give more details on when everything starts.
Yeah, maybe March 11th, like we said. So all of that good stuff. Of course, there's more to be discussed. It's going to be a journey that we're taking together. I think I said that last year, but it's the truth. We love you. We thank you for being a part of this journey on this anniversary / announcement of Year 5. Guys, a huge thank you for taking the time today to talk about a little bit about Year 5 and Year of the Covenant. So lastly, we have one last surprise. I told you the show is pretty sick today. And it's actually a Shovel Knight collaboration. Maybe you guys already saw it on social media, but we'll be right back after this with Yuri and Vanessa to talk about Shovel Knight. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Yuri. I'm here with the wonderful Michael and the wonderful Clarissa and Vanessa as well. She's right over here. We have some very exciting things to show you. So, Michael, what do we have?
I'll give you a 9 on 10 there. Honestly, no, 10 on 10. I'll give it to you. That was fantastic. That was great.
4. But I'm coming for your job. Coming for your job.
Guys, Yuri, Vanessa, welcome to the show. You guys just saw a crazy trailer showing Shovel Knight and For Honor. So here to talk about it, without further ado, is Yuri and Vanessa. First and foremost, Vanessa, it's been a while since the last time that you've been on the Warriors Den. Yes. I think the last time we did it was Year 4, Season 1, Hope, where we all sang together with Renee and Clarissa. We did a canon.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah,
we did our own version of Bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot we did.
I'm trying not to remember that. Yeah.
I was also.
I remember.
I was on that show, if you guys remember as well. Yeah.
No, I don't. So, guys, jokes aside, of course, the collaboration here, very unique, Shovel Knight. And for those of you who don't know what Shovel Knight is, well, that's why we bring on Vanessa, who's a big fan from what I gather. So this is available until March 4th. So Vanessa, without further ado, Shovel Knight, let's do it.
Yes, I mean Shovel Knight. Who doesn't know Shovel Knight? Shovel Knight is a 2D platformer, side scroller, pretty art game, but super fun. The game is, it's really fun. The music is amazing. You are a knight with a shovel, jump on people, go through the levels. It's it's a pretty good game.
And is it awesome being a fan to be able to kind of work on this game and this collaborate? Like it's For Honor and a game that you absolutely adore.
Right? The day I heard of it, that we were like looking for that, like this collaboration, I was like, oh my god, we have to do something. We have and I was like looking into it. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I'm gonna try some stuff, and like, oh my god, I'm so excited, and like, that was pretty fun. Pretty happy about it.
Well, we're gonna be able to look at all of the work that you guys did, and I'm just curious, and for the folks back at home, Yuri, when you guys start this type of collaboration, what do you guys do? Like, what's the starting point?
Right, so this was like it was a very unique opportunity because like first off, Shovel Knight is such a huge brand, and getting to work personally with them was quite an honor. And it's such a different aesthetic, the way that they approach their game, obviously with a 2D kind of 8-bit retro style versus our game where we target a more realistic look. So our biggest challenge was really to try to marriage both of them together into a realistic, believable thing in our world, while still retaining the charm of Shovel Knight. So we really went for a variety of different things. You know, we have the very classic campfire, the little flying rats, the boulder on the ground with the gems inside, and of course the money bags. We needed to have the money bags for executions. So we just really we brainstormed a whole bunch of ideas, and we're very happy with what we have.
Well, I'm curious to see exactly how it developed. So, like from the starting point, I know that you talked about the mandate, and Vanessa, maybe you can elaborate on the iterations that you guys had to go through.
Yeah, so we were looking for what we're gonna do in terms of animation for this this collaboration, and I went with an emote. I mean, emote was just so easy. So we're like, what we're gonna do? Like a jump on the shovel. So I tried some stuff, like just a quick looping that you can see right now, and we usually use the warden when we try like some prototype. But this time I had to use the Lawbringer because it just looked like the Shovel Knight, and I used his weapon, and that was pretty funny from the start. So send that to the people over there, and we just work on that. We put it in game to see what it will look like with more love to it, like more like you pick the weapon, and this emote is available to all character, right? So not all character has a poleaxe, so it has to fit. So we had to like create like a shovel and make it like jump into it as well to blend it correctly. So it was pretty fun to do, and like doing the rats as well for the mood effect was pretty fun to just like convince people that a flying rat it's a thing in Shovel Knight, and we have to have it. So that was pretty fun.
I'm sorry for my face. I have a thing for rats that I have a phobia. So it has nothing to do with your work. So let's get into the actual final product. Yuri, can you show us and talk a little bit about the special effects and marrying the animation itself and what we see on screen now?
So to start off, we have the emotes, which was a really, really fun thing that one of our effects artists, Matt, did. We knew that we wanted the shovel, like Vanessa's prototype showed, but we wanted to sort of pay homage to the 2D look of the actual game. So we started off with the pixel art that just explodes into the shovel that's more For Honor style, and it just really brings everything together for that one. We were very happy with that result. But we also get to see here the emotes for the mood effects with the helmet, the blue helmet. We targeted something a little bit more cartoony for that effect as well. So we have a little bit more of a pixelated fire, which I think is incredibly charming. We also paid homage to the whole campfire scenario, which also worked out really well.
Awesome. So now we're starting to look at the iterations and a little bit of all of those elements that you guys started with, right? So all the bags, the rats, as much as I hate to say it, but yes, go ahead, please.
We had a version that was a little bit more realistic that we wanted to play with. It was really fun because I got to work closely with Vanessa on this. So she worked on the rats while I was making the assets for the effect itself. And then, we decided to do the big boulder of rock with all the gems inside. We did a whole bunch of versions of it exploding in different ways and everything. So we settled for one that we felt was a little bit closer. the bags as well. We knew we had to have the realistic bags as well, which was really fun. We're very happy with this result.
Yes.
It looks awesome, and again, you know, I want to shout out everybody who worked on this. On our side, it was Mathilde who worked on the trailer with Celia and Sunny from Yacht Club Games. So huge shout out to them if you guys are watching. And yeah, without further ado, you know, we're gonna go through the grocery list. I want to say all of the items and how you know, they're available until March 4th. So Clarissa, please.
Yeah, so basically there's pretty much 4 types of content of the week. There's the emote and 3 illustrious outfits. So the emote shovel drop will be available at 10,000 steel. Oh, sorry. 10, yeah, no, I was right. 10,000
you
steel.
got it.
The Rota Regalia is available for 15,000 steel, and both of the plates, the illustrious plates, are 20,000 steel each.
So
Stalwart plate is my favorite, honestly.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. Again, this wraps up a pretty packed show. So that pretty much does it. Again, thank you for your time, and a huge shout out to the folks from Shovel Knight. And we hope that you guys enjoyed this. You enjoyed the show, year 5, year of the Covenants, all of this great stuff. It's great to be back with everyone. Did you guys have a good time?
Yes.
I tried, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Yuri, you know what? Way to dampen the mood. Here we go, guys.
End it on a downer. Let's go.
Yeah, of course. Classic Yuri. Guys, again, thank you. Year 4, season 4, almost done. March 11th, year 5 of the Covenants. It doesn't get any more of a sneak peek than that. Year 5, season 1 awaits, and we'll see you there. Take care.